We understand if a 3-year-old sees someone in a wheelchair and says, "Mommy, what's wrong with him?" But that's also when we begin to learn not to gawk at people and draw attention to whatever disables them or some kind of noticeable birthmark or birth defect or baldness. Yeah. Mommy, why does Father have 2 foreheads? It looks the same both sides, doesn't it? Shh. It's a halo, sweetie. All the holy people have one. Mommy, where's your halo? And why is Father sunburned? When we are taught not to gawk and point out differences, we begin to learn the lesson of the harm of prejudice, judging people by appearances. And then we begin to learn about the other kinds of prejudices tied to race and creed and orientation and also gender and what people are wearing and what kind of socioeconomic status that they have. We learn, after all, these are persons. What happens if the second person of the Blessed Trinity wants to appear like one of us? Would we believe what we're seeing? And whether he appears as an average-looking man or the most handsome person you've ever seen, would you be able to believe what you are seeing? Would you be able to see this is a divine person? And what if Jesus wanted to appear to us looking like this? This is an unconsecrated host. But if he wishes to appear to us like this, would we believe? We know that we can't always trust our eyes because someone could be in a serious accident or a battle injury and be in a full body cast. And when we visit the person, we actually can't see them at all. Or they look quite differently. And yet we know this is a person. If the Son of God wants to appear like this, could we believe? In some ways, as God chose to appear in the form of bread, we probably should have been able to guess at it. In the first reading we heard way back in Genesis, Melchizedek, priest of God the Most High, who used the gifts of bread and wine to make a sacrifice, a gift of peace and blessing. And the gospel, we hear how Jesus took bread and multiplied it in super abundant fashion to supply nourishment. And in John chapter 6, he says at that same time, "I am the bread of life." And he talks about how he has come to provide spiritual nourishment. And then after the fact, St. Paul in his letter today tells us truly at the Last Supper and every time we take bread and wine, it becomes a person, a divine person, Jesus Christ. We do not deny that someone who looks differently is a real person. So how well do we believe when a divine person looks like this? There are people who are not Catholic who really struggle to believe. We should be grateful for our faith that helps us to understand that there is a blindness, a form of prejudice a scientific prejudice, that it's hard to believe what we're seeing with our eyes and our microscopes. But our faith tells us this is a person, a divine person, Jesus Christ.